Hey guys, welcome to TnACigar.
Get your mind out of the gutter, people.
That's right. Alright, so tonight we are coming at you with a Don Pepin Garcia Cuban classic. I don't know, do they also call it the black label?
They do call it the black
Alright,
label.
I didn't know if that was just my thing or whatever, but the Cuban classic. Why don't you give me a little bit of information about this? I know Pepin is one of your top favorite, like I think it's the top favorite of yours.
It's up there.
It's up there. All right.
Yeah. Well, some things to note is that Pepin Garcia, construction-wise, if you're looking at what exactly is in the cigar and tobacco leaf, all of the fillers and wrappers, at least for this line, are from Nicaragua, and the wrapper in particular is a Nicaraguan Rosado. It's a Rosado wrapper, Habano Rosado wrapper, and it has like that. If you notice, it kind of has like that reddish tint to it, like a reddish brown.
Yeah.
It's not. It has a nice little glare.
Get it up in here.
And also, if you're looking at the cigar, you're gonna notice if you look at the cap area that the Pepin Garcia is one of the few manufacturers that are non-Cuban. Actually, I believe the only manufacturer that I know of that does a triple cap, besides Cuban cigars.
Sorry, I was playing around. I forgot.
Another thing to note too is that the body on this is gonna. They claim that it's medium to full, but I would say that it's more on the fuller side.
Okay.
This is not a cigar that you want to smoke if you have an empty stomach. You want to eat decently before you smoke this.
Maybe that's why you had me eat so much before we came out here.
Another thing too is last year this particular size, the 1979 Robusto, which is a 5x50 gauge, and I believe you're gonna go more into the sizes.
Yes.
It scored a 92 in Cigar Aficionado. So I mean, it's definitely a desirable cigar right now, and they're not It's a very limited production, as in most Pepins are.
Okay. Well, why don't we light up, and I'll go into the sizes and prices in the second segment.
Sounds good,
Kind
man.
of spread our information out a little bit.
Maybe talk a little bit about Pepin Garcia
Yeah, we
himself.
get into Pepin himself, and what he's doing with this. I know you got all that on the tip of your brain, so.
Yeah, I know a lot.
I'll let you
about
spill
Pepin.
all that out. But so I just cut. I don't know if you want to cut, and then we're gonna light up.
Okay.
We're gonna get into it.
All right.
Cool, man. All right.
See you guys. All right, guys, and we are back, and we're at the 1/3 point of the cigar.
Well, I'm approaching you. I think you're about there.
Yeah,
Well, I guess I'm there.
give or take.
Yeah. So the Cuban Classic. Definitely surprising to me. I've had one before, but that was a long time ago when my palate was first developing. Definitely not my stick then. But it's been I think 7 months since I've had a Cuban Classic, and I've come a long ways. I think, I don't know, but definitely something that I could appreciate now. Real quick, what I want to get into is the prices for this and the sizes. I know if you buy it online, it ranges anywhere from $5 to $8 a stick, and retail goes from $8 to $20, depending on the size and where you're at, taxes and whatnot. So that's the price range on this cigar. And sizes, we're smoking the Robusto.
And I believe they call it the 1979.
79, okay. 79 Robusto 5x50. It's a good size. I mean, I think it's a true Robusto, But let's go through the sizes real quick, huh?
All right.
All right. Well, you got the 1950, which is the Toro at 6x52. You got the 1973 Figurado. 6x48, and the 1977 Petite Lancero, which is 5.5x38. It's kind of a skinny cigar, huh?
Yeah.
It's one of those sippers.
Yeah.
The 1970 Bellicoso, which is 5x54. The 1979 Robusto 5x50, which is what I said we had, and the 1952 Perla.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 4.25, so 4 1/4 by 40 gauge. and wide range. I think that's 6 sizes. Usually you get around 4 or 5. So 6. That's something I haven't seen. I don't think. But that was pretty cool. So yeah, you want to go over what you're getting from it, or you want me to go?
Since you already introduced everything, why don't you just?
All right, I'm on a roll, so I'll go on it. All right. Well, like I said, like he said, this is a medium to full, more on the full side. Right, the first puff when I lit it, I went, whoa! It's got like a strong peppery kick in the mouth right up front, and I kind of went like, and but the second puff, I wanted to experience the flavor because all I got was pepper, so I kind of I don't know, tricked my mind or whatever, but I set aside that peppery flavor for a second, and I got like a real strong woodsy, just like a dark flavor. I mean, it's really interesting, and you can hint on what the flavor is more than I can, because you're more used to them. I know it's woodsy, but I can't pinpoint what exactly it is. So if you want to get into that.
Well, I mean, I've had quite a few of these, and one thing, initially I go, wow, it's woodsy, but as I kept on smoking them, I started getting more defined. And one thing I noticed is that it has a very Cuban-esque type of woodsy flavor, almost like a cedar, or maybe a slight oak to it.
Yeah.
And you're mentioning the peppery note to it, and I mean, at first, it's definitely there. It calms down. Towards the halfway point, it's gonna start coming back, and especially towards the final third.
I imagine, yeah.
But yeah, one thing you really want to take into account about Don Pepin is that, well, if I just could go on a little bit in the history, and it explains why.
Go for it.
Don Pepin Garcia, his real name is actually Jose Garcia, but they call him Pepin back when he was in Cuba. And he was one of Cuba's best rollers, and for a long time before he came to the United States, Miami, in 2001, I believe. Pepin was the director of quality control for a lot of the Cuban brands, such as Monte Cristo, and I think Cohiba.
So he knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing, yes. And he's actually contributed to some of the blends over there. And one thing, interesting note, is that he prefers Nicaraguan tobacco because he likes that. He just really comments on that natural sweetness that it has.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's kind of funny because at first I was getting like this peppery, strong flavor, but then as soon as you mention it, the sweetness, I realized, wait, it's not like a sweet, like a candy or sugary sweet. It's like a natural sweetness. I don't know how to explain it, but I thought that was pretty cool. It's just. It's got some cool flavors going on.